Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, we have a video by Hoops Reference, linked to his channel in the description below, titled 7 Ridiculously Bold Predictions for the 2019-2020 NBA season. Basically, guys, we are going to watch this and determine if I actually do think these predictions could actually come true, if they're really that bold or just completely insane, man. So let's go ahead and get going on this.
The month of October is
Who's
finally
that? Is that
upon
Joakim
us,
Noah?
which means the NBA season
I'm just joking, man. There's another video where there's a picture of Joakim Noah, and I was joking, saying, is that LeBron? And people thought I was really serious. My sarcasm gets the best of me.
right around the corner. Every season, there are plenty of storylines that nobody sees coming, unexpected breakouts, and disappointing letdowns, teams both over and underachieving, and so much more that makes for an action-packed year. While these kinds of things, more often than not, are impossible to predict, there's no harm in trying to get out in front of them before play begins.
Let's hear it.
Brings
Let's
us
hear
to the
it.
topic of today's video. Today, I'll be making 7 very bold predictions for this upcoming season, and by that, I mean that these are things that are definitely not expected to happen, but I still think there's a pretty good chance that it does. Now, some of these may be pretty unpopular amongst many of you, but that's what makes it a bold prediction, and that's where the fun of it comes from.
The video don't really got a lot of dislikes. It got 247 likes, 11 dislikes at the making. So, like, it sounds like must be some good predictions. You know what I'm
Before we
saying?
get started, though, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, as all support is very much appreciated.
Yes, sir.
Now, with that being said, let's begin. The first bold prediction of mine for the 2020 NBA season is that Ben Simmons, who has notoriously not made a single three-pointer yet in his NBA career, will make at minimum 10 three-pointers this season.
That's one every 8 games.
Simmons
he can
is
do it.
already a terrific player, having made the
them.
All-Star game last season in just his second year. He's an elite passer, top-notch defender, and strong finisher at the rim. But the one thing holding him back in the eyes of pretty much everyone is that he lacks a jumper, and he knows that. This summer, he has shown...
That's the thing, though. It's not that Ben Simmons lacks a jumper. He lacks jump shot confidence. That's the difference right there. I think there's no doubt, man, if me and Ben Simmons went toe-to-toe in a three-point contest, that I would probably only beat him by, like, 1 or 2. Because, like I said, like, he would still make the jump shot. He's an NBA player. But, you know, being a sharpshooter like myself, like, he's not going to outmatch that. But he still has, like, the strength and just the willpower to make threes. It's an NBA game, you know, that kind of setting.
That he's finally willing to accept this fact and has put in a ton of work on his shot, more so than ever before. Additionally, at Media Day this year, he said himself that if he's open from 3, he will take the shots, which is a much different answer than he's given in the past. He used to come right out and say that he's not going to take shots that he's not comfortable with, so the fact that his tune has changed must mean that he's getting more comfortable out on the perimeter. He still probably won't be very efficient from outside just yet, but I can definitely see him hitting a 3 every now and then, and 10 seems like a good benchmark.
27%.
My next bold prediction for this upcoming NBA season is that for the first time since 1990,
I think this could happen, man. I know people say I'm a Spurs hater. It's not that I'm a Spurs hater. It's just I really like the Sacramento Kings, and I feel like the Kings, just like their team, could finally like make that leap over the San Antonio Spurs. Like, yes, I understand LaMarcus Aldridge and all-star. I understand DeMar DeRozan's good, but I just think that the Kings can take that playoff spot, man. I really do.
97, the San Antonio
It's not hate if I have facts to back it up.
The Spurs reign under Greg
I call him De'Aaron
Popovich
Facts.
as one of the top teams in the league year in and year out, has shown signs of decline in each of the last few years, and this season feels like the year that streak finally snaps.
Well, it's DeJounte Murray balls out.
I'm not writing them off completely by any means, because I do still think they'll be a pretty good team, but the Western Conference this season is as strong and loaded with good teams as it has ever been, making it harder than ever to make the playoffs for fringe teams. In my eyes, there are 7 teams that are locks for the playoffs in the West, being the Rockets, Clippers, Lakers, Jazz, Nuggets, Warriors, and Trailblazers. This leaves one final playoff spot for the likes of the Spurs, Kings, Pelicans, and Mavericks to fight for. The Spurs sneaking in as an 8 seed definitely wouldn't surprise me, but I personally like some of the other teams led by rising stars to surpass them. The next bold prediction that I have for the upcoming NBA
who's gonna get it?
is that the Charlotte Hornets, who have pretty much been labeled by everybody as the NBA's worst team going into the season, will not finish with the worst record in the league.
Cleveland. I'm gonna guess Cleveland.
Kemba Walker this offseason,
If Kevin Love doesn't
and what
play.
they're left with is just a whole bunch of mediocrity. Their best players include Terry Rozier, Cody Zeller, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, and Nicholas Batum, which is a recipe
What's that
for
tattoo on his
disaster.
back? It makes me nervous.
That being said, though,
I don't know why.
this group do all bring a
like my
good bit of
anxiety just
experience, which goes a long way
10
sometimes.
levels.
Plus, Miles Bridges could potentially break out as a promising young player. Teams with experience can still definitely stink it up, but more often than not, the team at the very bottom of the standings is one filled with youth and inexperience, and in my eyes, that will be the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, I love...
See, I'm taking Memphis. I'm going to take John Morant and Jaren Jackson over Darius Garland, who's not really played competitive ball in quite a while, and now he's in the NBA, and Colin Sexton. Now Kevin Love balls out, then he's good for some wins, but that still remains to be seen if he'll be part of the team for the entire season.
Love the young group of players the Grizzlies have put together, and I think they have a very bright future, but right now, they're going to have to get through a bit of growing pains. The next bold prediction that I have for the upcoming NBA season is that the Los Angeles Lakers will not finish with a top 4 record in the Western Conference.
Sure.
Now, before
there's so many teams that could.
Angry mob in my comment section, hear me out for a second.
I'm going to do it for him, man. There's so many teams in the Western Conference that are going to be good that literally like 2 games could separate you from being like the 7th seed or the 4th seed. I think that's what he's going to go for.
The Lakers,
Let's hear
for
it.
one, have a ton of new faces on the team, many of which will be expected
Caruso.
to play big roles. Team chemistry is a big factor that plays into regular season success, especially playing with a talent like LeBron James.
Bro, I want to play on that court.
Another reason that I'm wary about the Lakers, at least in the regular season, is that their defense worries me a bit. Anthony Davis and Danny Green are 2 outstanding defenders.
A bitch-ass pass.
But at this point in his career, LeBron
and he
really
got
takes
took.
his full effort on that end. Kyle Kuzma has been a poor defender so far. Rondo's been pretty bad on that end for a few years now, and the rest of the team is mediocrity. By the time the playoffs roll around, LeBron James and Anthony Davis could very well prove to be too dominant of a duo to be stopped, especially with rotations getting shortened, as they often do in postseason play. But throughout the grit and grind of an 82-game season, they may not instantly find
KCP, you ain't no point guard. Pass that bitch-ass ball. Pass that bitch-ass ball.
The next bold prediction that I have for the upcoming NBA season is that Zion Williamson, who is easily the most hyped-up draft prospect not only in this rookie class, but in quite some time, will not win Rookie of the Year this year.
Kobe White's going to lead the Chicago Bulls to a 7th seed. 7th seed, man, in the Eastern Conference. That's my bold prediction. When
it comes to name recognition in the game of basketball, Zion has seemingly ascended to the top tier without even playing a game yet. His jaw-dropping athleticism and dominance in college has rightfully made people
it made Kevin Knox look like a bitch in one quarter of Summer League.
However, for the Rookie of the Year award, I'm not so sure he'll have the immediate production necessary to take it home. He's on a team with Drew Holiday, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, and JJ Redick, all of which will be major contributors on the offensive end of the floor for the Pelicans. I don't doubt Zion will have a great year, but the opportunity to shell out isn't there as much as it is for, say, someone like Ja Morant, who will more than likely be given the keys to run the show for the rebuilding Memphis Grizzlies and could put up some big numbers right away. Both of these guys will have great careers, but in year one, I personally favor Morant for the Rookie of the Year award.
Kobe White.
Next up on this list of bold predictions for the upcoming season is that the Toronto Raptors...
I had the Raptors as top 4 team next year in the Eastern Conference on my power rankings.
Despite losing Kawhi Leonard in free
agency, I'm a Raptors hater.
Will still finish top 4 in the Eastern Conference. Will they be championship contenders? No, most likely not. However, I feel like this team is getting completely written off since Kawhi left, when the team that is still in place is very strong. For one, the Raptors went 17-5 without Kawhi Leonard in last year's regular season, showing that they were more than capable of handling business, whether he was in the lineup or not. Kyle Lowry may be showing signs of declining, but he's still a fringe all-star that defends hard, shoots well, and runs the show at point guard very well. Pascal Siakam is in for a major breakout year this year after winning last year's Most Improved Player award, because he's also going to be trusted with a much bigger workload. Plus,
some people came under that pressure,
still
though.
has enough in the tank to play strong interior defense and stretch the floor, and guys like Ibaka and Van Vliet round out a very strong playoff caliber rotation. And finally, the seventh bold prediction I have in this video for the
playoffs
is that the Miami Heat, who acquired Jimmy Butler this offseason, still will not make the playoffs.
Wow.
This one is definitely going to be extremely close, but my reasoning for feeling this way comes down to a few factors.
What teams you got over them, though?
None of the teams in the East that made the playoffs last year have declined much to the point where there's a clear team to demote, and if anything, most of them have actually improved. The Pistons and Magic are the two fringe teams that the Heat will likely be battling with to beat out, but I really like the additions like Derrick Rose the Pistons made to add to the team that already had Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond. And the Magic also brought back Nikola Vucevic and Terrence Ross, both of which who had career years last season, and guys like Mo Bamba and Jonathan Isaac could also be due for a breakout season. One more reason why I have my doubts about the Heat is that when things aren't going well, Jimmy Butler has shown in the past he has the ability to become a problem off the floor.
Could get a little salty.
The Heat aren't necessarily set up to be world beaters, so if they struggle a bit out the gate, things might go south.
Those are world eaters. I like Galactica.
Thing is that
Galactus says his name.
pretty much coasted through most of the regular season last year and showed some signs of declining. The Heat need him to go all out on a nightly basis in order for them to be a legit playoff team, and I'm not completely sold on him doing so. So while they definitely could be in good shape,
I've said the same thing about Jimmy Butler, where it's like I think he could. I don't know. I don't know if he could be like a number one option on a really successful team anymore. And I've said that for a while now, and people just hate on me because of it. But I don't know. I want to see them get Bradley Beal or even Chris Paul. I feel like that would make such a difference for the Miami Heat team, man. I really think they need to go for somebody like that.
If he does, I personally have them on the outside looking in. And with that being said,
okay, that is the end of the video there, guys. I mean, I thought those are good, bold predictions. Like, I don't think they're like anything like too outlandish. I think you could definitely make cases for a lot of them, guys. Give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Give me your bold prediction in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.